Hello guys, welcome to my brand new video. So I have a season 3 just released with a bunch of different balance updates, and of course that means the top 5 weapons change. Let's start with the honorable mention. The ICR might ignite that fire within you again, as it's never really being super good. I mean, it's always had no recoil, but now it does good damage. And even though it's not a top 5 wave in the game, it can most certainly hang the large majority of guns in COD mobiles. So try it with my recommended gunsmiths. Now we reach the top 5. However, a gun that won't leave you in such a tough spot in the tight 25. Number 5 in this list, still one of the best guns in the game, even after the slight nerfs versatile. It's good close, medium, even with an extended max far range. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. And if you are already comfortable with it, you might as well stay along its side. Giving it a number 4 on another guy that I may have slightly overrated last season. Now there's some pros and cons. It doesn't have the fastest rate of fire for any assault rifle, but what that also means is it has slightly lower damage. So while you do have around the same 4-shot time to kill for the kilo as you have for the 5-shot kill for the M13, that also requires you hitting more shots. And most people have accuracy percentage lower than 50%, which means you are going to have a slight advantage with kilo. That being said, the M13 is an absolutely monster. It's a very easy to use as it has little or no recoil and can be used by just about anybody who are beginner or pro. The CBR is going to be our number 3. The more I've used this guide and the more I've learned to enjoy it, and especially after they gave it a pretty significant recoil buff, this thing is definitely one of the best gun in this game. I would say this is probably your best overall utility gun. It's able to do really well up close because of its straight speed, but you can also build it for the long range, and even if it's not built for super long range, because the low recoil is still able to compete with some assault rifle. It feels like a complete laser with around 225 milliseconds time to kill. Now moving on the number 2 spot. This is where I started to have a little bit of difficulty deciding. Most people are going to have an as their number 1 gun, and it is going to depend partially on the map that you are playing, but I have got the Mach 10 at number 2, at least for right now in Call of Duty Mobile. This gun is very similar to the pre-nerfs MX9, which you guys will likely remember had absolutely ridiculous strafe speed, on top of the fact that the upload's time to kill was very fast. Mach 10's time to kill is 200 milliseconds, which is still significantly faster than anything relatively close to it. Now, I will say you don't want to take a long range gunfights with this thing. It does have relatively slow bullet velocity, but it also has some attachments that can help out a lot with that. Once you get inside of a hard point, you are pretty much going to be unkillable in the close range fights. There is no question, the Mach 10 is the new king of the close range, and it's possible by the end of this season for most people going to be their number 1 spot again. And finally going to the number 1 spot. Even though the kilo got a tiny nerfs in this season, I don't really feel it. I have the kilo over the Mach 10. Leaves for right now just because it's usable in more situations. Because the kilo doesn't really have bad ADS bullet speed, you can still build it for decent mobility, which means if you are playing your angles correctly, you can still win it up close gunfights. Obviously, it's going to have a huge advantage over guns like the Mach 10, long and medium range. And like I said, the main reason I have it over the Mach 10 right now is just because it's usable on more maps and more situations. That's the reason that I've got it in the number 1 spot of Season 3. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. If yes, please do me a huge favor. Drop a like below and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks.